right, we're live on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you in the another edition of our watch-alongs here on the channel. The Dodgers will be taking on the Cubs for their final game of this three-game set. Of course, it was a really bad loss yesterday, the worst loss in franchise history for the Dodgers at home. Basically broke a record from 1898. Kind of crazy going all the way back to the Brooklyn days, losing 16-0 yesterday to the Cubs. So hopefully they can have a better outing today and not lose that bad, right? I think we're not going to see a loss like that for a long time, hopefully, right? It was a record that the Dodgers had for over 100 years. So hopefully we never see that kind of loss again in our lifetime. But let's go through the lineup. The Dodgers made a lot of changes in their lineup going into today's game. Shohei Ohtani leading off at DH. Mookie Betts going to be the shortstop, batting second. Tommy Edman going to be batting third today and going to be moving to center field. So kind of a change there. Teoscar Hernández is going to be a cleanup hitter, the right fielder. And then we got Michael Conforto batting fifth, center fielder. We got Will Smith batting sixth, the catcher. We got Max Muncy batting seventh, third baseman. Kike Hernandez, the first baseman, batting eighth. And then Miguel Rojas is going to be starting at second base, batting ninth today. So what does everybody think? Tommy Edman going to center field. Rojas going into second. Of course, Dodgers trying to, of course, change things after a really slow start from Andy Pajes in center field. And I think that's why they're trying to change that lineup, right, and give Edman a shot in the outfield that he knows how to play very well. The Cubs are going to have Ian Happ in left field leading off. Kyle Tucker will be batting second, the right fielder. Justin Turner, former Dodger, will be the designated hitter tonight, batting third. Michael Busch will be the cleanup hitter. We had a great day yesterday for the Cubs. First baseman, Dansby Swanson, shortstop, batting fifth. Nico Horner will be batting sixth. The second baseman, Pete Crow Armstrong, will be batting seventh. The center fielder, Carson Kelly, will be batting eighth, the catcher. And then Matt Shaw will be the number 9 hitter and will be the third baseman for the Cubs. So the Cubs are going to be, they got bad news today, of course, with their one of their top pitchers, Justin Steele, going to be out for the season. Going to be getting elbow surgery, so another pitcher goes down early in Major League Baseball. And the Cubs have been playing well, got the worst news possible, right? Going to be losing one of their top pitchers for the entire season. And today going to be going with a bullpen game. We're going to see Colin Rea starting off for the Cubs. Going to see the Cubs, not use a starting pitcher today, so they'll be using the majority of their bullpen today as they try to win the series against the Dodgers. Dodgers going to have Tyler Glasnow on the mound, who was solid in his first start, didn't have the best start in his second start for the Dodgers. So we'll see how he does here against the Cubs today, hoping to get a better effort after yesterday's loss. Yesterday was a really bad loss for sure. But yeah, comment below where you watching from. Got a few comments here. Thanks a lot, Ray. Appreciate it. BCTI, let's go Dodgers. Dodgers win tonight 7-2. Yeah, hoping for a 7-2 win. That'd be good. Hopefully the Dodgers can jump on the Cubs early and, take a lead early, right? Because that's what I think is important when you're taking on young teams, especially the Dodgers playing at home. I think they, should have the advantage for sure with all the fans. And weather's perfect out there, Dodger Stadium. It's like 70 degrees, so there's no excuse, unlike, of course, when they played out in Washington and Philadelphia. BCTI guys watching us from Portland, appreciate it. We got people watching us from all over the world, all over the United States, and we appreciate everybody who tunes in to Dodgers Digest all the time. We got the Monday morning live stream tomorrow morning. Don't forget, myself and Brad talking Dodger baseball will be at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. But we're going to take a quick break. Still a few more minutes until they get this game going. So we'll be right back on Dodgers Digest. All right, we're back here on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you. We got, of course, the Dodgers and Cubs going at a national TV game today. That's why the later start time, right? Usually we got the Dodgers playing at 1 o'clock local time, but today starting at 4 o'clock. And going to be interesting to see the Cubs, who've been very good offensively to kick off the 2025 season. And yesterday we saw it, right? Putting up 16 runs. The Dodgers had a rough day pitching. We got a question, why isn't Freddie Freeman playing today? Well, Freddie Freeman's not playing today. Dave Roberts said before today's game that it's a scheduled day off for Freddie Freeman. Of course, remember he hurt his ankle this past week, and the Dodgers, trying to give him some time off. We saw the Dodgers even take Freddie Freeman out of the game yesterday, right? He didn't play the whole game against the Cubs. They decided to kind of pull him out early and not playing the full 9 innings. So I think the Dodgers are going to be kind of careful with Freddie Freeman, at least early on, right? Because of his ankle, re-aggravating that ankle, getting hurt this past week. So Tyler Glasnow is going to be the starter today for the Dodgers. Hoping for a good effort, right? Hoping that Tyler Glasnow can have the kind of pitching performances that he had, this past year, right? Because Tyler Glasnow was solid for the Dodgers in 2024, right? He was one of the top pitchers for them until his season-ending injury, right? He was one of the starting pitchers that really carried the Dodgers, especially in the spring and summer months. And then, of course, he went down and missed the whole playoff run, unfortunately. And I know Tyler probably feels pretty bad about it because the Dodgers ended up winning a World Series, and he wasn't really a part of that. So this year, he can hopefully stay healthy, which has been a concern for Tyler. He hasn't been able to do that all year or throughout his whole career, right? He's never been able to stay healthy. He's always had injury concerns. So hopefully in 2025 that changes and can stay healthy and it has the strength to go a full season, which is very hard, right? So Ian Happ going to be the leadoff hitter for the Cubs. And the first pitch to Happ will be ball will be hit to left field, fly ball to Conforto. He makes the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the first inning with that fly out. And, of course, this has been talked about for many years at Dodger Stadium about the shadows, right? Because every time you have these kind of weird start times, the shadows are going to play for sure a role. Especially as we hit the 5 p.m. hour, right? Because the Dodgers don't usually play at 5 o'clock, right? Usually the game is ending at this time, and then they don't play until either 6 or 7, but the Shadows probably going to play a role today, as Kyle Tucker's the batter now, and he'll take a ball down and away and make the count 1-0. Kyle Tucker hitting .328 this season so far. Came over from the Houston Astros, played his whole career with Houston, and now with Chicago. As Tucker will hit this to first base, line drive out. Kike Hernandez makes a good play on it. So 2 outs here in the top of the first. As Tucker got a good swing on that. But Kike Hernandez made a heads-up play there at first to make the out. And they were talking about it in the pregame today, how the Cubs really have to make a deal for Tucker, right? The Cubs can't lose Tucker after everything they traded for him, and Justin Turner will be the batter now. First pitch to Turner is down and away to make the count 1-0. And Justin Turner 0 for 14 in his career against Tyler Glasnow, and he gets to start today, so kind of a strange decision by the manager, Craig Counsell. As the next pitch is down and away, make the count 2-0. It's just really weird to see Justin Turner wearing a Cubs jersey, right? All those years with the Dodgers. 2-0 pitches in there for strike 1. First we saw him at Toronto, also a team that wears blue, and then, the Red Sox, they don't wear blue, right? But a little bit strange for sure to see Turner with the Cubs. The 2-1 pitch will be hit, foul, and out of play to make the count 2-2. So top of the first inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Cubs 0, Dodgers 0. 2-2 pitch to Turner is in there for strike 3. Turner was strikeout looking. We'll go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Go to the bottom of the first inning. Dodgers 0, Cubs 0. Mike Nelson here with you. Of course, yesterday was a really bad loss for the Dodgers, right? Losing 16-0 was the worst loss in franchise history at home. And hoping the Dodgers can, take the lead early. Friday was also a tough day for the Dodgers offensively, right? Only getting 3 runs, just a 3-run shot from Tommy Edman, and that was it. So Colin Ray will be the starting pitcher for the Cubs. He's making his first start of the year, a pitcher that's a bullpen pitcher for the Cubs. First pitch to Ohtani, the leadoff batter is in there for strike 1. So the Cubs going to be using Ray probably for maybe 30, 40 pitches, right? This is basically a bullpen game for them. 0-1 pitch to Ohtani is outside to make the count 1-1. Ray used to be a starting pitcher, so he's a longtime veteran in baseball. Count goes to 1-1 to Ohtani. 1-1 pitch will be hit deep to left field. The left fielder Happ gets under it, but nope, it will go foul. Made a reaching attempt in foul territory, but that goes out of play. So the count will go to 1-2. Not a lot of foul territory at Dodger Stadium, right? Especially since the renovations, adding seats up the baselines. That was done about 20 years ago. There's not a lot of foul territory now at Dodger Stadium. 1-2 pitch is outside and make the count 2-2. Although I think in most modern ballparks, right, there isn't that much foul territory anywhere anymore, right? It's like that everywhere now. 2-2 pitch will be hit, pop up again into foul territory in left field. This will go out of play again, right where the extra seats are added. Probably that last ball would have been an out, 30, 40 years ago, right? But the only stadium that, recently had a lot of foul territory, of course, was the Oakland Coliseum, right? That stadium had so much foul territory. That stadium was never renovated, never made to look modern, so... But basically everywhere else you go, all these stadiums are no foul territory now. The 2-2 pitch to Ohtani is in there for strike 3. Right down the middle. As Ohtani strikes out. Looking right down the middle. And that's a tough way to start off this game if you're the Dodgers, right? Striking out looking Ohtani. Mookie Betts will be the batter now. The first pitch to Betts is outside to make the count 1-0. You see Ray definitely using the fastball early. I mean, he just threw a fastball right down the middle to Ohtani, and Ohtani didn't swing, so guess we'll see Ray use that fastball a lot. And the next pitch is a cutter. It's in there for a strike. It looked a little low. Count will go to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Betts is outside. He made the count 2-1. And it's funny with, games at Dodger Stadium, I mean, like the weather is like literally always perfect, especially this time of year, right? April, May, I mean, you can never ask for better weather. 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss to make the count 2-2. I mean, downtown LA, that area of LA is like literally always great weather, right? So two pitch is inside to make the count 3-2. It's not like that in other parts of the country, right? Especially Chicago. The Dodgers will be going to Chicago in about 10 days, right? Going to be playing a couple games out in Wrigley Field. I'm sure it's not going to be 70. 3-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Colin Ray starts off the day with a couple strikeouts here in the first inning. I'm sure in a couple, in 10 days, it's going to be probably 50, 45 degrees out in Chicago. I know because I used to live in the Midwest, and it's really cold in April. March, April is going to be super cold. First pitch to Tommy Edman, the batter, is in there for strike 1. So 2 outs in the bottom of the first, no score. Colin Ray, a couple strikeouts to lead off the game. 0-1 pitch to Edman is inside for ball 1. Count will go to 1-1. And Tommy Edman, I think, deserves to be batting third right now. I think the way he's playing, it's well deserved. 1-1 pitch is outside. I made the count 2-1. I mean, come on, he's got 6 home runs. One of the top hitters in baseball. I think, who would have thought Tommy Edman would bat third with this kind of lineup that the Dodgers have, right? 2-1 pitch is popped foul and out of play. Who would have think that Outman would even get a shot to bat third in a game, right? You have Betts, Freeman, Ohtani. That's it. That would be set 1, 2, 3 for the whole year. But Freddie Freeman has had a very slow start to the year. Dealing with the ankle, and even in the games he's played, he has struggled offensively, right? As Tommy Edman asked for time. The 2-2 pitch to Edman, it will be hit to the first baseman, Bush. He'll go to the pitcher, Ray, who covers first. That will go now to the second inning with the score 0-0. Back here on Dodgers Digest. We'll go to the second inning. Still no score. Got some comments here. Appreciate it, Carl. Appreciate it, David. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, we got an interesting game for sure at Dodger Stadium today, right, with Tyler Glasnow. Hopefully he can have a good outing because I think the Cubs have had, been tough to shut down, right? Outside of Friday, Yamamoto shut him down, but most teams have had a really difficult time shutting this lineup down as Michael Busch is the batter. He takes ball one upstairs. Michael Busch has been so good at Dodger Stadium, as we know. 1-0 pitch to Busch will be hit to center field. Edman will get under this for the out. So fly out here. So far, 4 up, 4 down for Glasnow. Cubs still looking for their first base runner. Dansby Swanson will now be the batter. Swanson, who came over from the Atlanta Braves, shortstop for the Cubs. First pitch to Swanson is down and away to make the count 1-0. Swanson hitting 200 to kick off the year, 4 home runs, 12 RBI. One-0 pitch to Swanson will be hit foul, now to play. Off of the screen there. Nico Hoerner on deck. Basically, everybody on the Cubs got a hit yesterday, but Pete Crow Armstrong, right? He was the only player on the Cubs that didn't get a hit. 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss to make the count 1-2. Good pitch there from Glasnow off speed. Definitely took something off there on that pitch, but it fooled Swanson. If I was Glasnow, I would throw it again, right? Got a 1-2 count here. I would just throw the same pitch. He sure does. Throws it again, but this time Swanson doesn't fall for it, and the count will go to 2-2. With Glasnow, that's what makes him one of the top pitchers in the game, right? Because he's got a curveball, he's got a slider, got a very dominant fastball, right? 97, 98 miles an hour. That's why the Dodgers signed him, and that's why he's getting over $100 million guaranteed from the Dodgers, right? Because this guy was one of the top pitchers before he came to LA, and he's been great, right? The games that he has played, before he got hurt, he was solid for the Dodgers. 2-2 pitch will be hit foul, now to play to keep the count 2-2. The 1 out on the top of the second, scoreless, nobody on for the Cubs. Usually these day games we've seen, like the last few years, like usually low scoring, right? Always seems that way, and especially now with the Shadows going to be playing a role soon. As Swanson checks the swing here on the 2-2 pitch, they appeal to first. They say no swing. Very close, though. The count will go to 3-2. The Shadows are going to start playing a role in the batters and have a hard time seeing the ball very soon. 3-2 pitch will be hit via pop-up to right field. Teoscar Hernández will look up into the sun and make the out. Luckily, he has sunglasses on because I don't know how you could see the ball, with that sun, right? It's like literally right in his face in right field. It's like so hard to play right field at Dodger Stadium for a day game. It's probably one of the hardest, I think, in all baseball. Because, the sun is, right in your eyes. Nico Hoerner will be the batter now, hitting .294 for the Cubs. First pitch to Hoerner is outside to make the count 1-0. No home runs for Hoerner, 9 RBI so far. Next pitch will be fouled away. 98 miles an hour there on that fastball. So Glasnow has definitely got the velocity up. He's 100%. I think there was concerns before the year started. We talked about it here on the channel, whether Glasnow would be 100%, and he looks 100%, right? Next pitch will be hit to right field, fly ball. Teoscar Hernandez gets under it for the out. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning, still scoreless. Back here on Dodgers Digest. Mike Nelson here with you. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. It's still scoreless between the Cubs and Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow has looked really good in his first 2 innings, right? 6 up, 6 down. Cubs still looking for their first base runner. And Cubs are going to have a bullpen game today, right? Colin Reyes still the pitcher. First pitch to Hernandez. Teoscar Hernández is a ball outside. Of course, Hernandez, Conforto, and Will Smith, the 3 batters in line for the Dodgers in this inning. 1-0 pitch is in there for strike 1. And it's just going to be really hard to see the ball in about 20 minutes or so with the shadows, right? Because ball's going to be coming out of the sun into the shadow, and I think batters are going to have a hard time seeing the ball. 1-1 pitch is going to be a swing and a miss to make the count 1-2. Remember, what was it, a few years back, we saw Adrian Gonzalez of the Dodgers try to make, I believe it was him that talked about how baseball should outlaw these kind of games at Dodger Stadium at this time, right? I believe it was during the playoffs. He was talking about how it's impossible to see the ball, but nothing was made of it, right? We still see games get scheduled at this time. 1-2 pitch is outside to make the count 2-2. Although, next year, right, with the new TV contract, Sunday Night Baseball might be a thing of the past, right? We might never see this Sunday night game again. So the 2-2 pitch will be hit foul, not a play. This might be the last year that we see this Sunday night game. It's been around for a long time, right? I believe over 30 years. And this might be the last year that we're going to see this game at this time, which I think would be the right thing to do. I do think we should do away with Sunday Night Baseball, but 2-2 pitches, a swing and a miss for a strikeout as Colin Reyes gets his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. Michael Conforto will be the batter now for the Dodgers. I just think they also had a hard time seeing the ball there. I really think on that pitch there, he seemed like he was having a hard time tracking that ball with the shadows. First pitch to Conforto is a ball will be hit to center field for a base hit. Got our first hit of the ball game. A single for Conforto, and the Dodgers have a runner first with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Will Smith will now be the batter. Fastball that was left up. You saw the shortstop Swanson kind of standing a bit closer to second, kind of doing a little mini shift, but not able to make a play on the ball. That ball going up the middle. Probably would have been fielded if we had the shift, right? First pitch to Smith is a ball will be hit to center field, and that will drop for a base hit. We'll see if Conforto takes off for third, and he sure does. He slides into third. It's going to be a close play. Safe at third. And the Dodgers have first and third with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. As Conforto, very good base running there, going from first to third. And Will Smith getting a base hit there. You saw Conforto taking off on contact, right? Didn't even wait. It was a risk, right? Because Pete Crow Armstrong could have made that out in center field. It was close, but Conforto just took off on contact, went for third base. Aggressive base running by the Dodgers there. And we'll see if they can take advantage, right? A fly ball will give them the lead. Max Muncy, the batter now. First pitch to Muncy will be hit foul, not a play. And we'll see Colin Reyes. I mean, I think, he's got 26 pitches. They'll be lucky to get 40 pitches out of him, right? I mean, I can't see him going over 40 pitches, right? I think he's going to get pulled out after 40. And 0-1 pitch is outside to make the count 1-1. Get into that Cubs bullpen early is going to be paramount for the Dodgers, right? With this bullpen game that the Cubs are doing. And could take advantage of it, right? One pitch is outside to make the count 2-1. Good take there for Max Muncy on that fastball, because if he would have swung at that ball, it would have probably been popped up, right? So Smith at first, Conforto at third. Fly ball would give the Dodgers the lead. 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss to make the count 2-2. Took a good swing at that, a fastball that was upstairs, but unable to make contact. Colin Rea has been working quick here to start off this game, right? It's been not taking much time between pitches. Rea will check on Smith at first. Smith gets back in time. It's funny how in baseball you still see the fans always booing every time they try to pick a runner off. I guess that will always be part of the game, especially at Dodger Stadium, right? We got the best fans. The 2-2 pitch is a ball will be fouled out of play. Max Muncy, the batter. Got Kike Hernandez on deck, who's had an interesting start to his season, right? Getting a few home runs, but not really been able to get any hits. 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss for a strikeout. So 2 outs now here in the second inning. Big strikeout for Colin Rea and the Cubs. 4 strikeouts for Colin so far. That was a pitch right down the middle. I mean, you would hope Muncy would make contact on that, but just a bit late on the swing. So Kike, 4 homers, hitting 100 to start off the year. Let's get a home run, Kike. That would be big here. First pitch to Hernandez is in there for strike 1. It's just funny to see Kike Hernandez get a lot of playing time early in the year, right, because of the Freddie Freeman injury. Not something we expected, right? 0-1 pitch is going to be hit for a base hit. So the Dodgers will take a 1-0 lead here in the second. Base hit to left field. And that's exactly what the Dodgers needed here. An RBI single from Kike Hernandez to give the Dodgers the early lead, right? Fastball. A lot of fastballs from Rea early on, and it was right down the middle. And Hernandez was on it, right? That's the thing. Rea doesn't have a lot of pitches, right? He's a bullpen pitcher, right? So he's not going to have a lot of different pitches, and I think the Dodgers are going to take advantage of that as they are early on. First pitch to Rojas is in there for strike 1. So Rojas has first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Ohtani on deck, right? Rojas is the number 9 hitter, so we'll see if Ohtani gets another chance to bat here against Rea. 0-1 pitch to Rojas is upstairs to make the count 1-1. Rojas had a couple hits in his last start. Of course, he had a chance to pitch yesterday in that 16-0 game. Came in to pitch as the next pitch is down on the way to make the count 2-1. That was, of course, a funny moment last night for the Dodgers and baseball in general, right? It was talked about on social media with Rojas, the third baseman, infielder, getting a shot to pitch a couple innings for the Dodgers yesterday. 2-1 pitch will be hit to center field. Fly ball, but Crow Armstrong gets under it for the out. We'll go to the third inning. The Dodgers now lead 1-0. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. Dodgers take a early 1-0 lead in the second inning after an RBI single from Kike Hernandez. Big play for sure. Getting a 2-out hit, right, with 2 outs there in the second inning. And fortunately not able to cash in on more runs, but we'll go to the third inning. Glasnow pitching to Crow Armstrong. First pitch is upstairs to make the count 1-0. Crow Armstrong hitting 197 to kick off the year, the Cubs center fielder. 1-0 pitch will be hit to right field, high up in the air. It's going way back, and it's going to be close, and it's out off the foul pole for a home run. Just very close to going foul, but that ball goes off of the foul pole and is out for a home run. And that's, of course, a big mistake there by Tyler Glasnow. The game is now tied 1-1. That was it to right field. And we want to take a look at that replay to see how close that was to going foul, right, as the ball went off the foul pole. So a big home run for the Cubs here in the third inning. Carson Kelly now the batter, hitting .417 to kick off the year. He gets the first pitch in there for a strike. One of the hottest hitters in baseball, the Cubs catcher. 0-1 pitch is outside and made the count 1-1. So Crow Armstrong, who wasn't able to get a hit yesterday, gets a home run here in the third. And the Cubs have tied it up early. 1-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-1. And this ball, looking at it, it was just a pitch that was just left up. Fastball left up. And the ball just, that ball was looking like it could have went foul, right? 2-1 pitch is down and away, made the count 3-1. Just unlucky that ball stayed, fair, right, and went off the foul pole. 3-1 pitch is down and away to make the count, or to walk Kelly, and the Cubs have yet another base runner here. Here in the third inning. Batter will be Matt Shaw, the third baseman. First pitch to Shaw will be hit foul off of the catcher Smith. And now they're finally showing the replay here. And, you see the ball just graze off, the foul pole, and then, of course, go fair. And just unlucky for sure for the Dodgers. As the next pitch to Shaw will be a ball, so the count will go to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Shaw will be down and away to make the count 2-1, but this will go to the backstop as Smith is unable to make the stop on it, so the runner Kelly will head to second. So the Cubs have a runner in scoring position here in the third inning. Already got a home run from Crow Armstrong, so Kelly to second. Nobody out in the top of the third. The Cubs already got a mini rally going as top of the lineup is coming up next, right? Ian Happ on deck. 2-1 pitch to Shaw will be hit to foul up the third base line. Very close to going fair, but just foul. Count will go to 2-2. So up to 31 pitches for Glasnow. Although tonight, we got to see Glasnow go 85, 90 pitches, right? You would expect a full start from Glasnow. I don't think the Dodgers should go to the bullpen early today. This should be one of those days where he goes deep in terms of his pitch count, right? Don't want to be using the bullpen, in a game like today, right? Where the Cubs are using their bullpen, you don't want to be doing the same thing, right? The 2-2 pitch to Shaw is down and away to make the count 3-2. 3-2 pitch to Shaw will be in there for strike 3. Very close. Glasnow gets a big call for sure. That could have been ball 4. Matt Shaw doesn't like the call. So big out for the Dodgers and Glasnow. The batter will be Ian Happ. Carson Kelly is the runner at second for the Cubs, as they're trying to build on this early lead right after a home run from Pete Crow Armstrong. First pitch to Happ is in there for strike 1. And now you definitely see the shadows at Dodger Stadium, right? The shadows are already starting to come out, and it's going to be very hard to see the ball now in the next hour or so. 0-1 pitch is going to be hit to center field. We'll see if this drops. It sure... Oh, what a catch by Edman. A diving catch. Looked like that was going to drop, but Edman makes a diving catch. And the runner Kelly goes back to second, and he's safe. But what a great catch from Tommy Edman in center field. The fans like it. Looked like that ball was going to drop for sure, right? But Tommy Edman makes a leaping catch forward. Leaps forward to make this catch. And it's 2 outs now here in the 3rd inning. And that's just aggressive fielding from Edman, right? Pushes forward, didn't run back there, and played the ball perfectly. It was a shallow fly ball. Kyle Tucker, the batter now for the Cubs. First pitch to Tucker is down and away, made the count 1-0. You got to be very careful if you're Glasnow. Tucker hitting over 300. 0 for 1 today, but one of the top hitters for sure in baseball the last few years. And this guy, obviously, as we know, has the potential to hit home runs. He's not the kind of a batter you can mess around with. 1-0 pitch to Tucker is going to be hit foul up the first base line. And then, of course, you got Justin Turner on deck, who is still looking for his first career hit against Glasnow. Right? 0 for 15 in his career against Glasnow. So, got to have that in mind as well. One pitch to Turner is going to be hit, or to Tucker is going to be hit to the shortstop Betts. He'll go to first for the out. And the Dodgers get through this inning. They do give up the home run. The score is tied. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back here on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. Ohtani will be the batter now for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 3rd. The score is 1-1 after Pete Crow Armstrong tied up the game with a home run off of the right field foul pole in the 3rd. And then Tommy Edman made a big diving catch that probably would have saved a run. If it would have got through him, it would have Probably saved a run. Would have scored a run there for the Cubs as Kelly was at second. Although Kelly didn't take off on contact, so it's kind of hard to know. As the first pitch to Ohtani is in there for strike one, Colin Reyes still in the game. Although I think Colin Reyes up to 38 pitches, this might be his last inning. Although, who knows, maybe they're going to roll him out a little longer. 0-1 pitch is going to be outside and made the count 1-1. Reyes does have, of course, the experience as a starting pitcher, although he hasn't done that with the Cubs yet this season. His first start of the year, 3 relief appearances. First 1-1 pitch to Ohtani's upstairs to make the count 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Ohtani is going to be popped up to left field to Ian Happ. He gets under this and makes the out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Ohtani goes 0 for 2 so far. And, every time Ohtani's up, we're always kind of talking about what he's done or how he's doing because it's a story every time this guy is playing, right? I mean, that's how it's turned into in his career for sure. So Mookie Betts, the batter, 0 for 1 today. First pitch to Betts is in there for strike one. Colin Reyes looked pretty good for the Cubs. I mean, the Cubs have gotten good starting pitching in all of these games. This 3-game set. Solid starting pitching. 0-1 pitch is going to be outside to make the count 1-1. But losing their top starter in Justin Steele for the season is going to probably really set back the Cubs, right? Out for the year with an elbow injury. That's going to be a huge blow for them. Next pitch is going to be hit foul up the third base line. Count will go to 1-2. So it's going to be really hard for them, I think, to bounce back from that kind of injury, right? They don't have the arms the Dodgers have waiting to play, right? I mean, they're going to have bullpen games, call-ups earned from AAA. 1-2 pitch is going to be hit to right field. We'll see if this drops. It doesn't. No, it sure does. As Tucker unable to make the catch. It looked like it was going to, get to his glove and went right over his glove there. And the Dodgers have a base hit as Tucker made a diving attempt in right field, but unable to make the play. You saw Nico Horner, the second baseman, also out there trying to make a play. It's just funny how with the modern baseball players, how you see that the guys don't really communicate very well because you always see players now running into each other, close to collisions. I mean, Horner almost ran right into Tucker there. Just a new way of fielding the balls, I guess, as Tommy Edman will be the batter now. Edman will swing and miss at the first pitch to make the count 0-1. So that was very close to being a collision. I think Horner had no business being in right field there. It clearly was the ball for the right fielder Tucker, and it probably threw Tucker off, right? Because he saw the second baseman running right at him. 0-1 pitch almost hits Edman. It's a ball inside to make the count 1-1. I mean, I don't understand how the second baseman, Horner why he was running straight into the right field there. It just seems like a questionable play for sure. 1-1 pitch is going to be a swing and a miss to make the count 1-2. Mookie Betts gets on and big base hit for the Dodgers. Edman the batter. Teoscar Hernández on deck. 1-2 pitch to Edman will be popped up to left field. We'll see if Happ gets to it. He sure does. He makes the out. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Edman flies out. 0 for 2 today so far. And Betts retreats to first, and Teoscar Hernández will be the batter now. First pitch to Hernandez will be popped foul and out of play. Oh one the count now. 0-1 pitch will be hit to the shortstop, Swanson. He'll go to first for the out. We'll go to the fourth inning with the score 1-1. Go to the fourth inning with the score 1-1 between the Dodgers and Cubs. Mike Nelson here with you. Tyler Glasnow still in the game for the Dodgers. Justin Turner, JT, former Dodger, the batter right now, designated hitter for them today. First pitch to Turner's upstairs to make the count 1-0. Of course, Justin Turner, veteran now from baseball, right? So many years for the Dodgers. The next pitch is down and away to make the count 2-0. So many memories, right, with Justin Turner. So many good memories for sure. 2-0 pitches in there for strike one. 0 for 15 in his career against Glasnow. That's what makes the decision to start Turner a bit shocking, although, of course, with the Seiya Suzuki injury, that, of course, changed things, right? As the next pitch will be hit foul. Make the count 2-2. Seiya Suzuki hurting his wrist yesterday for the Cubs. He's, of course, been the DH for them the first few games of the season. Had to exit the game. And that probably played into why Craig Counsell decided to go with Turner today. And despite having really poor numbers against Glasnow, as the next pitch is in there for strike three. And Turner's now struck out twice today. 0 for 16 in his career now against Tyler Glasnow, as the 0 for continues to pile up for JT against Glasnow. Michael Busch will be the batter now. First pitch to Busch is down and away to make the count 1-0. So one out on the top of the fourth, nobody on. Shadows are going to be pretty rough now for the next hour at Dodger Stadium. Ball will be coming out of a shadow for the batters. 1-0 pitch to Busch is down and away, made the count 2-0. Busch, a couple homers, 9 RBI this season, and he 294. 2-0 pitch will be in there for strike one. And the umpire calls time on this next pitch. Not sure what the delay was. It didn't seem like anybody called for time, but Glasnow doesn't like it, as he was already. I got to see if it looks like, yeah, he granted time, I guess, to Michael Busch there. The 2-1 pitch is upstairs to make the count 3-1. Kind of a strange play for sure, as that definitely threw Glasnow off on that time call from the umpire. The 3-1 pitch will be hit to right field, and that will drop for a base hit. Cubs got a runner at first. Busch reaches for the first time today. And the Cubs have been, putting pressure on Glasnow early on, right? Getting hits, getting on, walking, and already got a home run today. Had a little mini rally in the third, but these are all straight. Once you got base runners on as a starting pitcher, I think it's stressful. You're taking a lot more energy. The batter is Dansby Swanson, 0 for 1 today. First pitch to Swanson's outside. He made the count 1-0. So I think Glasnow, that's going to be the question, right? I mean, when he's pitching with a lot of stress and base runners, I mean, a pitcher that missed a lot of time, how much will that take out of his arm, right? 1-0 pitch is down in there for strike one, close to being a ball, but umpire gives him the call. He's been getting that low strike. So if I was the pitchers, I'd be throwing it low because the umpire is definitely giving that low strike early on. 1-1 pitch is low, and Smith makes the stop, and the runner will take off for second as Smith had a hard time fielding that. Good base running for Michael Busch. Heading to second there. So the Cubs got a runner in scoring position again. The ball was in the dirt. Smith made a good stop, but, Busch was just quicker, right? He just took off right away. Aggressive base running. Busch had a good lead, too. So Swanson an opportunity to do some damage with a runner at second in Busch. 2-1 pitch to Swanson is in there for strike two. Fastball right down the middle. Glasnow up to 52 pitches here in the fourth inning. Two pitches. A swing and a miss for strike three. Big strikeout for Tyler Glasnow. Getting him to swing right through that curveball. Fourth strikeout of the day for Glasnow. Just a filthy curveball there that Swanson falls for again. Ball was in the dirt, and Swanson swang right through that. So, big strikeout for Glasnow. And Nico Hoerner will be the batter. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Busch at second. First pitch to Hoerner is in there for strike one. Nice curveball there. Oh, 1 pitch to Hoerner is in there for strike two. So Glasnow jumps ahead 0-2. The next pitch is not going to be in the strike zone. There's no way that this next pitch is going to be in the strike zone. It's going to be off. With an 0-2, the 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch is down and away. As Hoerner doesn't swing at it, but there's no reason to throw a ball in the strike zone, when it's 0-2, right? There's just no reason to risk it. That's, of course, something that's been standard in baseball for decades. The 1-2 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-2. So a couple good takes there from Nico Hoerner. Not falling for those pitches. And if you're Nico Hoerner, you got to have a hard time seeing that ball with the shadow and Glasnow in the sun. It's got to be really difficult to see. The 2-2 pitch to Hoerner will be hit to center field. Edmonds under it. He makes the out. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Still 1-1. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Mike Nelson here with you. The score is 1-1 between the Cubs and Dodgers. Tyler Glasnow has looked really good in this game, getting strikeouts. Holding the Cubs to just one run, just a mistake to Crow Armstrong, and that ball was going to go foul, right? Conforto, the batter now. Ray's still in the game. First pitch to Conforto is in there for strike one. So Colin Ray up to 52 pitches. So it seems like the Cubs are going to use Ray as much as they can. It's his first start in over a year, so it's been a long time for Ray, who's kind of moved to the bullpen in the latter half of his career. The next pitch is a ball, so count will go to 1-1. 1-1 pitch to Conforto's upstairs to make the count 2-1. And, that's the Cubs have had, like I talked about a couple innings ago, the Cubs have had really good, starting pitching in this series, and that's what's kind of kept them also competitive, right? The 2-1 pitch is going to be hit fair up the throat. They're going to say it went foul. Okay, so the ball just goes foul up the first base line. Count will go to 2-2. Batter Conforto. On deck is Will Smith, and then after that, Max Muncy. Middle of the lineup, second time to the lineup for Colin Ray. 2-2 pitch to Conforto is outside and made the count 3-2. Up to 56 pitches in this game for Ray. 3-2 pitch will be a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Colin Ray. His fifth strikeout of the day. Solid start for Colin Ray this afternoon. But I think also the Dodger hitters are having a hard time seeing the ball. Both teams are. I mean, that's why you see the high number of strikeouts, the shadows, the ball's coming out of the sun into the shade. I mean, these games are always low scoring, these 4 p.m. starts, right? The next pitch is a swing and a miss from Will Smith. It's just really hard to see the ball if the ball's coming out of the sun and then it ends up in the shade, right? And especially at Dodger Stadium at this time of day, 4 o'clock start, it's always a disadvantage to the hitters the first couple hours. The next pitch is in there for strike 2. Count will go to 0-2. 0-2 pitch to Smith. Well, almost hit Smith. Smith has to get out of the way. He has to duck there. Almost hit him right in the head. So Ray just kind of lost that fastball, I guess. But Smith does a good job to duck there because that was going to hit him. The count will go to 1-2. One-two pitch to Smith is a check swing foul that goes out of play. Just getting a piece there. Keeps the count 1-2. So the Dodgers have nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-1 the score. 1-2 pitch is outside to make the count 2-2. All of these games in this series, have been close for most of the series, right? I mean, yesterday the Cubs ended up winning 16-0, but that game was close for the majority of that game. As Smith will hit this up the middle, but the second baseman Horner's got it. He goes to first for the out, as Horner was playing close to second, able to make a backhand play there and get the out. You still see fielders, not being able to completely shift over, with the new shift rules, but you still see the second baseman always kind of playing close to second, or the shortstop kind of moved over. You're still going to see that because of the analytics. You're still going to see that. You're going to see that error is exposed, right? The first pitch to Muncy's in there for strike 1. I mean, on that last play, the Cubs had set the between first and second completely exposed, right? Will Smith could have gotten a base hit if he had hit it between first and second. There was nobody standing there. The next pitch is upstairs to make the count 1-1. So you still see fielders always standing near second, depending on what the analytics say, and that's why they're able to make those outs. 1-1 pitch to Smith is upstairs to make the count 2-1. mean, technically the rule is you can't completely stand directly behind second, but you could stand close to it, right? There's no rule against it. So you see the shortstop and second baseman standing next to the base. The next pitch is outside and made the count 2-1. We saw it yesterday with Tommy Edman making a diving catch near second. If he had not been standing there, that would have been a base hit. So the 3-1 pitch to Muncy is upstairs, ball 4. Good take there for Max Muncy, who pitched it. You know, he might have swung that before, but Max Muncy talked about this going into this year, that he was going to try to have a bit more patience at the plate, and definitely showed a lot of patience there on that play. So Dodgers with a base runner here in the fourth inning with a couple outs. The batter now will be Kike Hernandez. Colin Ray up to 68 pitches. It looks like they're having a mound visit here. Well, Craig Counsell's going to come in and take Ray out. So that's going to do it for Colin Ray. We'll take a break here on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. New pitcher is Brad Keller for the Cubs. First pitch to Hernandez is down and away to make the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-0. Kike Hernandez got an RBI single his first time up. 1 for 1 today. 2-0 pitch to Hernandez is in there for strike 1. Dodgers have a runner at first in Muncy. He reached on a walk. Colin Ray exited the game. The Cubs bullpen pitcher after 68 pitches. No surprise there. It already was kind of a long outing for Ray, as the next pitch will be hit foul and out of play. And yeah, he had a good start, the Cubs starting pitcher, right? 5 strikeouts. He really shut down Shohei Ohtani, and looked good through the 2 times to the lineup. So, but now the Dodgers get a chance to go against the Cubs bullpen for the rest of the game. The next pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3. We'll go to the 5th inning. The score is 1-1. go to the fifth inning. The score is 1-1. Mike Nelson here with you on Dodgers Digest. Tyler Glasnow still the pitcher for the Dodgers. He's had a great day for the Dodgers and a great start so far, holding the Cubs to 1 run. Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. First pitch is down and away to make the count 1-0. And we talked about this in the broadcast. The shadows are going to be an issue now in this hour or so, next 30 minutes or so. Next pitch to Crow Armstrong is in there for a strike. Crow Armstrong hit a home run his first time up. Glasnow up to 60 pitches. 1-1 pitch to Crow Armstrong is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Good slider there from Glasnow. And if you're a pitcher, you must love this start time, right? Because you know the batter can't see the ball too well. 1-2 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-2. It's just a matter of having command, right? Getting the ball in the strike zone. And that's it. That's all you got to do if you're a pitcher at this time of day. Because most of the time, these guys they're guessing where the ball's going to be. They can't really see. The 2-2 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 3, another strikeout. You see both teams striking out a lot recently. Glasnow up to 5 strikeouts. Both teams have combined for 10 strikeouts in this game. And we're only in the 5th inning. Carson Kelly, the batter. He walked his first time up. First pitch to Kelly is in there for strike 1. Good curveball from Glasnow. We've seen Glasnow throw that curveball a lot on the first pitch of the at-bat. He's been doing that the last couple times, kind of throwing that curveball to kick off the at-bat. The 0-1 pitch is down and away, make the count 1-1. He's been, trying to set up the up-bat instead of throwing that fastball first, right? He's been throwing the off-speed to kick off the up-bat. One pitch to Kelly is going to be upstairs. Fastball misses. Count goes to 2-1. Kelly, the number 8 hitter. Matt Shaw on deck, the third baseman. 2-1 pitch is going to hit Kelly right in the arm. So Kelly will take first, but he's definitely shaking up the Cubs catcher because that hit him right in the hand-arm area. And he's trying to feel his hand out because that definitely is going to leave a bruise, right? Hit him right on the outside hand there. And, yeah, the trainer's already taking a look at it, making sure nothing's broken because it looked like he got hit by a fastball there. The fastball just got away from Glasnow. And, yeah, that hit him right in the hand. Yeah, it didn't hit any bat. It just right in the hand. It looked like Kelly was trying to take a swing at that pitch. He was swinging at that pitch. Yeah, so Kelly was trying to swing at this pitch, and it ends up hitting him in the hand, right? So that's exactly why Kelly is in pain because he was taking a swing at this pitch that jammed him, and it ends up not making contact on the bat, and instead makes contact with his hand. And we'll see if Kelly stays in the game. So far, it looks like Kelly's going to walk over to first and stay in, but I'm sure we're going to have to keep an eye on Kelly if he stays in or not because he's got to be probably in a lot of pain right now in that hand. You see the hand all red right now after taking that pitch. The batter is Shaw. First pitch to Shaw is outside to make the count 1-0. One out on the top of the 5th. Cubs have a runner at first. The score is 1-1. 1-0 pitch to Shaw is fouled away to make the count 1-1. Ian Happ on deck for the Cubs. Happ, the leadoff hitter for his respective team. You see Glasnow, 69 pitches. 1-1 pitch to Shaw is fouled away. Like I said, I think, Glasnow is going to get a good 80, 90 pitches in, 85, 90 pitches, right? I mean, I think they're going to keep him in as long as they can, especially the way it's going, right? I mean, Glasnow's look good, so no reason to take him out, I would say. 1-2 pitches upstairs, make the count 2-2, especially if he's feeling 100%, which I think he does feel 100%. The velocity looks good. I don't think the Dodgers will be, pulling him out too early. As the next pitch almost hits the batter Shaw, but Shaw gets out of the way. Count will go to 3-2. So Glasnow has been a little bit wild in his last couple pitches. Hit Kelly, almost hits Shaw here. 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to foul up the right field line and out of play. Yeah, luckily, Shaw got out of the way there, because if he would have got hit, that would have been another base runner for the Cubs with one out. And that would have been bad news for the Dodgers. 3-2 pitch to Shaw is a swing and a miss. That should be a swing. They're going to peel the first, but yeah, that's a swing. So strikeout for Tyler Glasnow. As Shaw strikes out, Glasnow gets his 6th strikeout of the day. The strikeouts continue for both teams as they can't see the ball. Leadoff hitter will be Ian Happ. 2 outs in the 5th inning. Happ will pop this up to center field. Betts is out there to make the out. Who ran out from the shortstop position to make the out. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with the score 1-1. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Miguel Rojas, the batter. The first pitch he'll hit to the third baseman, Shaw. He goes to first for the out. So good play there by the third baseman, Shaw, to get the out. Rojas aggressively swinging at that first pitch. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Keller's still the pitcher for the Cubs. Ohtani now the batter. Ohtani 0 for 2 today. First pitch to Ohtani will be a ground ball to the second baseman Horner. He makes a throw to first to make the out on a turnaround play there. Turns around, makes a good throw to Bush to get Ohtani. Ohtani has now gone 0 for 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. So two pitches, 2 outs. Definitely not what the Dodgers want because the Cubs are in a bullpen game. You don't want to... I mean, if the other team's in a bullpen game, you cannot be aggressive and swing at the first pitch. As the next pitch is a take, right? I mean, yeah, you can't be swinging at the first pitch when the other team's got a bullpen game going. The point is to get these guys to throw a lot of pitches to get to the next guy. As the next pitch is down and away, make the count 1-1. So, I mean, if Keller gets through Betts with 1 or 2 more pitches, we're going to see him come out again for the 6th. As the next pitch is down and away to make the count 2-1. They're going to bring him out again. He only has 10 pitches here, so we might see him come out for another inning, and that's because the Dodgers swing at those first 2 pitches. The next pitch is down and away. You see Betts now taking. I'm sure the coaches are telling Betts to take, trying to drive that pitch count up, right? Count goes to 3-1, though. 3-1 pitch to Betts is going to be in there for strike 2, although that was very close to being a ball. Looked a bit high. As Betts thought it was ball 4. I think everybody thought it was ball 4. The 3-2 pitch to Betts is upstairs, and that's ball 4. So looked like that pitch was in the same location, but this time it's called a ball. So kind of a strange call there from the umpire. The batter will now be Tommy Edman. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, Betts at first. The score is 1-1 between the Cubs and Dodgers. Ohtani 0 for 3 to start off the day. So that's another story for sure. Ohtani been struggling a bit in this series. Next pitch to Edman is upstairs. So I'm going to say it's a strike. A bit high. So strike 1. Count goes to 0-1. As umpire gives him the call there. Oh, 1 pitch to Edman is in there for strike 2. Right down the middle. So 15 pitches now for Keller. It's big that Betts is able to reach on a walk because now this might have pushed Keller out of the game, right? I think that's important to try to get the next pitcher from the Cubs bullpen. Oh, 2 pitch to Edman is outside to make the count 1-2. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The score is 1-1. Betts at first, Edman the batter. 1-2 pitch to Edman. It will be hit to right field for a base hit. That's fair. Betts is going to head to third. Now the second baseman Horner fumbles it. And he's able to recover. Betts thinking about going to home, but he doesn't. As Horner, the second baseman who fielded that ball near the right field wall, able to field it after fumbling it. So the Dodgers at first and third with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. This ball just stays fair up the right field line. It bounced off the wall there in foul territory. And the second baseman Horner kind of had some trouble fielding that ball, and that's why Betts was able to take off for third. So the batter will be Teoscar Hernández. The Dodgers do need a hit here with 2 outs. Fly ball's not going to cut it. You do need a fly ball for them to take the lead here. First pitch to Hernández is in there for strike 1, right down the pipe. You're not going to get a better pitch than that. $18 pitches for the Cubs pitcher Keller. 0-1 pitch is outside to make the count 1-1. Conforto on deck for the Dodgers. Hernandez 0 for 2 today. 1-1 pitch is going to be popped up. The shortstop Swanson gets under it to make the out. We'll go to the 6th inning with the score 1-1. Go to the 6th inning. Mike Nelson here with you on Dodgers Digest. The Cubs and Dodgers tied 1-1. Tyler Glasnow still in the game, as expected. I mean, the pitch count is manageable at this time for him. A couple more innings, and things could I think 75 pitches, right? Like I said, 80, 90 pitches, 90, 95 is the hope. The first pitch to Kyle Tucker, the batter, is upstairs to make the count 1-0. Tucker 0 for 2 today, hitting .319 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this season. But, with Glasnow, the next pitch to Tucker is a ground ball to the second baseman Rojas. He goes to first to the out to Hernandez. So ground out here in the top of the 6th, 1 out. As Justin Turner will be the batter. And, JT still looking for his first hit against Tyler Glasnow in his career, right? I mean, that's the big story right now with JT having a hard time, against Glasnow, and he has to start in this game. As the first pitch to JT is upstairs to make the count 1-0. As Dodger fans, always going to remember Justin Turner. Did so much for the team. The 1-0 pitch to Justin Turner's pump foul and out of play to make the count 1-1. Glasnow up to 79 pitches. And you hope that Turner, Glasnow can get through this quick, and bring him out for the 7th. Why not? Get 7 innings out of him. The 1-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-1 because, Glasnow, you got to hope that this guy can go 95 pitches, 100 pitches every start. Right? I mean, that's been the majority of his career, what he's done. The 2-1 pitch is a foul ball up the third base line to make the count 2-2. That's what he's done, his entire career. He's been a starting pitcher that's been reliable. Sure, he's had injuries, but, when he does play, he's reliable. This guy goes deep. You don't want him, being limited in any way, right? He's getting a lot of money, over $100 million with the Dodgers. The 2-2 pitch is down and away to make the count 3-2. One of the top free agent signings for the Dodgers a couple years back. The same year they signed Ohtani and Yamamoto. And, got to be one of those, got to be a star pitcher with the Dodgers, again. The 3-2 pitch is a ball is fouled off of the backstop. So Turner gained his third shot today against Glasnow. 0 for 2 so far. 0 for 16 in his career against Tyler. The 3-2 pitch to Turner is going to be in there for strike 3. Low strike. Low strike. Turner doesn't like to call 7 strikeouts for Glasnow. You see Justin Turner not happy at all. But the umpire has been giving that low strike this afternoon to both pitchers, right? That low strike, yeah, it could have been ball 4 looking at the replay, but it's a low strike that the umpire calls for Glasnow. And Turner goes 0 for 3, 0 for 17 now in his career against Glasnow. Michael Busch, the batter. First pitch to Busch is down and away. Make the count 1-0. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Nobody on for the Cubs. 1-1 to score. 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss to make the count 1-1. Don't think there's anybody warming up yet for the Dodgers in the bullpen. Busch 1 for 2 today. Hitting .308 to kick off the year. 1-1 pitch is fouled off of the backstop to make the count 1-2. Glasnow a strike away from getting through this inning with no damage, which is obviously what you want if you're the Dodgers, right? To keep Glasnow another inning. We'll see, though. Up to 87 pitches. 1-2 pitches down and away, make the count 2-2. We'll see if Roberts brings them out, right? I mean, or if this is going to be it for Glasnow. It's always that decision now with the way modern baseball is, right? If the starting pitcher, if you want to push him to 100, if you want to take him out after 90, that's just the way now the baseball is managed now, right? The 2-2 pitch is going to be inside to make the count 3-2. This wouldn't even be a discussion, 30, 40 years ago, right? Glasnow would be definitely coming out for the 7th inning because pitch counts were basically ignored back in those days. The 3-2 pitch is going to be hit foul and out of play. So with the pitch counts always being ignored, you always saw starting pitchers going, 7 innings, right? I mean, that was the standard. Then maybe the relief guys would go the 8th and 9th, but now with the way the teams manage these starting pitchers, I mean, Busch tried asking for time, but the umpire didn't grant it to him. So the next pitch is hit foul off of the catcher Smith. That on that last pitch, for those that are watching on TV, there's no way the umpire would have not granted time there. And now he does grant time to Busch, but that's just modern baseball. They're trying to keep this game moving. As Busch tried to ask for time right before Glasnow threw it. But now we're set to play. The 3-2 pitch will be hit foul off the backstop again. So, Busch driving up Glasnow's pitch count here. And this might have pushed Glasnow out of the game. I think that's just the strategy these guys take now, right? They try to foul pitches off, try to drive that pitch count up, because these guys are all limited, right? 9 pitches in this up bat. The 3-2 pitch will be hit to right field. That's going way back, and it's gone. Home run for Michael Busch out in right field. A deep home run there into the bullpen. The Cubs take a 2-1 lead. Busch hits his 3rd home run of the year, 2nd of the series. And Michael Busch continues. This guy just plays so well at Dodger Stadium, right? It's crazy how well. Busch seems like he always has something against the Dodgers, right? Came up to the Dodgers system, gets traded away. And it seems like Busch always has an extra motivation every time he comes to Dodger Stadium. So the Cubs take a 2-1 lead here in the 6th. First pitch to Swanson is outside for the count to make the count 1-0. So now this definitely confirms that Glasnow will be exiting this game for sure after this inning. I really doubt they'll bring him out for the 7th. The 1-0 pitch is down and away to make the count 2-0. Most likely, yeah, this will confirm that Glasnow will be exiting right after giving up his 2nd home run of the day. 2-0 pitch is a check swing. That should be a strike. They peel to first. And they didn't show strike. So, yeah, it is a strike. So the count will go to 2-1. Blake Trinan now warming up for the Dodgers in the Dodgers bullpen. The 2-1 pitch is down and away to make the count 3-1. And Glasnow has had a solid day. I mean, he's had a lot of strikeouts. He hasn't had much run support. I mean, come on. The Dodgers have only scored 1 run through 5 innings. So that's not a lot of run support. So you can't really bag Glasnow's start today. As Swansman hits this to the shortstop Betts, he goes to first to Hernandez for the out. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, but the Cubs take a 2-1 lead after the Busch homer. We'll be back on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. New catcher for the Cubs, Miguel Amaya, has checked in after Carson Kelly, of course, got hurt after that hit by the pitch from Glasnow. The Dodgers trailing this game 2-1 after a home run from Michael Busch. New pitcher for the Cubs is Caleb Thielbar. First pitch to Conforto is outside to make the count 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup here. The 1-0 pitch to Conforto is in there for strike 1. Conforto 1 for 2 today with the single. He was the runner that came in to score when Kike Hernandez knocked him in. 1-1 pitch is going to be popped foul, not a play. Big crowd for sure at Dodger Stadium today, Sunday. Later start, because usually like those Sunday games at 1 o'clock, there's like nobody there at Dodger Stadium, right? Especially it's hot. And like today, the 4 o'clock start, it's definitely a sellout today. And I think that's why, you still see these games. Now, of course, the shadows have exited. Now the whole stadium is in shade, so no excuse with the shadows. As Conforto is going to hit this to center field for a base hit. And Conforto picks up his second hit of the day. Dodgers get the leadoff batter on, and Will Smith will be the batter. It's only a 1-run game. That's like not much of a lead when you're facing the Dodgers, right? That's why the Cubs yesterday had to put up 16 runs to kind of feel comfortable, because the Dodgers are going to find ways to score. First pitch to Smith is in there for strike one. Right on the outside corner. Smith 1 for 2, hitting .333 to kick off the year. Been a solid start for Will. 0-1 pitch to Smith is outside for ball one. Thielbar wanted that call. As Thielbar looks over at the runner at first in Conforto. 1-1 pitch is going to be down and away, made the count 2-1. Of course, the Cubs have had 2 injuries now in the series, right? Carson Kelly going down, Seiya Suzuki going down yesterday. The 2-1 pitch to Smith is in there for strike two. And, with the news of Justin Steele going down for the rest of the year with the elbow injury, that's, of course, has been bad luck for the Cubs since coming to L.A. Three players basically getting hurt. The 2-2 pitch will be hit foul up the first base line. Foul and out of play. So Conforto at first, nobody out. Bottom of the sixth. Cubs lead 2-1. Couple solo shots for the Cubs today. That's been their scoring. 2-2 pitch to Smith will be hit for a base hit up the left field line. We'll see if Conforto heads for 3. And he sure does. Conforto goes to third. And Smith heads to second. So a double for Will Smith. The Dodgers have second and third with nobody out here in the 6th inning. A ball hit up the left field line. And now the Dodgers are definitely in business with an opportunity. A fly ball could tie up this game with Max Muncy coming up. This is a big opportunity for the Dodgers to tie up this game. And, the bullpen games are always, the Dodgers were able to master it last year, but most of the time it's a disadvantage to the team that's doing the bullpen game, right? The first pitch to Muncy is going to be hit foul up the first base line. Fly ball would tie up this game. Kike Hernandez on deck. He has an RBI single today. Muncy hitting .180 to kick off the year. It's definitely been a struggle. No home runs yet for Muncy. A guy that usually hits 20, 25 a year. 0-1 pitch is in there for strike two. Curveball. So 0-2 the count. Thielbar is not going to be throwing this next pitch in the strike zone. He's going to be throwing this out of the strike zone. They set up outside. Yep, that's outside, so the count will go 1-2. So Muncy doesn't fall for it. Smith at second, Conforto at third. Nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch is going to be down and away to make the count 2-2. If you're the Dodgers, you got to take advantage of these opportunities here to score, especially you're losing in the 6th inning. Got to find a way to get these runners home. The 2-2 pitch to Muncy is going to be hit to a right field. That's going way back, and it's at the warning track, and the Turner makes the out. Tucker makes the out at the warning track, but the runner will tag up from third, and the score is tied 2-2. As a sacrifice fly for Max Muncy, although that was very close to being a 3-run homer, right? That was so close as Kyle Tucker made that out at the warning track. As that ball was hit so deep by Max Muncy. But Kyle Tucker made that catch basically at the warning track in right field in the sun. But the game is tied, which is the most important thing. We'll have a pitching change. We'll be right back here on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, pitching change for the Cubs. Roberts, the new pitcher for the Cubs. Kike Hernandez, the batter. First pitch to Hernandez is outside to make the count 1-0. Kike Hernandez 1 for 2 today with the early RBI single that gave the Dodgers their first run. Runner at third base for the Dodgers, as the next pitch is in there for a strike. Max Muncy getting the sacrifice fly that tied up this game. But another fly ball would give the Dodgers the lead, right? With both runners tagging up there. Smith is at third. But if Kike can get this to the outfield, the Dodgers would take the lead. 1-1 pitch will be hit foul off the backstop. Miguel Rojas on deck for the Dodgers. And then, of course, we know who's coming up after Rojas. Shohei Ohtani. 0 for 3 today. Although you hope that Ohtani can get something going here in the later innings. The 1-2 pitch to Hernandez is down and away to make the count 2-2. Roberts, a right-handed pitcher, facing Hernandez, right-handed batter. Got to stay in for 3 batters, right? The 3-batter minimum, so he's going to have to face Ohtani if it does happen in the 6th. 2-2 pitch to Hernandez is a check swing. They appeal the first. They say no swing. Very close, though. Count will go to 3-2, full count. And looking at the replay, good call from the umpire. It wasn't a swing. Hernandez did hold up. Three-two pitch to Hernandez is going to be hit foul. Oh, they're going to be caught it. Nope. What a catch there by Shaw. It was going foul, but Shaw made a diving catch. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Looking at the replay and trying to see if this was going to go fair. Yeah, that looked like it was going foul, and Shaw made a great diving catch there, the Cubs' third baseman. Yeah, it's close, fair, foul, but Shaw made a great catch there. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning. The batter is Miguel Rojas. Smith is at third. First pitch to Rojas is inside to make the count 1-0. So now the Dodgers are going to need a base hit, right? Fly ball is not going to cut it. Ohtani on deck. Rojas 0 for 2 today, hitting 167 to kick off the year. One 0 pitch is upstairs to make the count 2-0. And you're Roberts, you want to get through this inning and not face Ohtani. The 2-0 pitch to Rojas is upstairs to make the count 3-0. So now definitely there's going to be a take sign here. You're not going to see Rojas swing at this most likely with Ohtani on deck, right? Ohtani and Betts coming up. Smith at third. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Count will go to 3-1. You know, if you're the Dodgers, I think you got to have Rojas take here on a 3-1 count, although we'll see what they do here. 3-1 pitch, it is a take, and it's a strike. Yeah, you have to have Rojas take here. I mean, he's hitting under 200. I mean, I think there's no reason to have him swing. Of course, now it's a full count, so he's going to have to be a bit more aggressive with 2 strikes. And it'd be great for Rojas to reach and give Ohtani a shot with the runner at third. The 3-2 pitch to Rojas will be hit foul, not a play. Rojas stays alive. That ball was outside, but Rojas was able to get a piece of it. Good job by Rojas to stay alive there. Roberts up to 12 pitches, the Cubs relief pitcher. 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to center field, fly ball. Pete Crow Armstrong gets under it to make the out. We'll go to the 7th inning. The Dodgers leave a runner at third with the score 2-2. Back here on a Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson with you. Blake Treinen, the new pitcher for the Dodgers, who comes in for Tyler Glasnow. Top of the 7th inning, it's 2-2 after Max Muncy ties up the game there with a sacrifice fly, but just narrowly missed hitting his first home run of the season. Still looking for that first home run. Ball went all the way to right field, and Kyle Tucker made a big out there at the warning track. So ball just did not carry out. I guess it's starting to cool off a bit at Dodger Stadium. As first pitch to Nico Hoerner, the batter is in there for strike one. Hoerner 0 for 2 today. Pete Crow Armstrong on deck for the Cubs, who has a home run today. 0-1 pitch to Hoerner is going to be a check swing. They appeal to first, and they say no swing, so the count will go to 1-1. The stadium completely in the shade now, except for right field. There's still some sun out there. 1-1 pitch to Hoerner is fouled away to make the count 1-2. Blake Treinen, of course, a solid relief pitcher for the Dodgers. Was super important for the Dodgers in their World Series championship last year. And, lucky to still have him on the team and hoping he has another great year in 2025. The 1-2 pitch to Hoerner is in there for strike three as Hoerner strikes out looking. Horner's talking to the umpire about the call, but Hoerner doesn't seem to like it. Once again, that low strike being given to the pitchers today. That pitch looked a bit low looking at that replay. But the umpire today has been given that low strike for both pitchers all afternoon long. Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. First pitch to Crow Armstrong is in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch to Crow Armstrong will be hit to center field. That's going way back, and it's gone as Crow Armstrong hits his second home run of the day, this time to center field, right into deep center, and the Cubs take a 3-2 lead. Looks like that pitch was just left right down the middle, and Crow Armstrong took advantage of it. Second home run of the day for Crow Armstrong. And it was a frustrating day for Crow Armstrong yesterday, and today a solid afternoon. And that was gone from. He knew it was gone. The bat flip and all, he knew it was gone as soon as he hit that. Over 400 feet that ball went. 412 feet. First pitch to Amaya is going to be hit foul and out of play. Amaya came in for Carson Kelly after Kelly got hit by a pitch from Tyler Glasnow in the hand. So Amaya, the new catcher, batting in the 8th position for Kelly. The next pitch to Amaya is outside. So Blake Trinan gives up a home run here. The Cubs getting 3 home runs today. 2 from Crow Armstrong, 1 from Michael Busch. A lot of home runs today for the Cubs. 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. That was clearly down and away. And the umpire gives him the call there. And now Miguel Amaya will ask for time. Amaya hitting 278 with a home run and 11 RBI to kick off the year. His first up bat of the day. Coming in for Carson Kelly. The 1-2 pitch to Amaya is outside. He made the count 2-2. And it's definitely it's tough if you're a Dodgers, pitcher and you make mistakes like they have today, and it's costing you, right? The 3 home runs have been mistakes by the pitchers. The next pitch is swing and a miss from Amaya for a strikeout as Trinan picks up his second strikeout of the inning. And that's just a pitch just left right down the middle. They're showing the replay of the Crow Armstrong home run, and Crow Armstrong, was just on it, right? I mean, it was right down the middle, and he was clearly looking fastball, and he took a good swing at it. The batter is Matt Shaw. He takes a ball down and away, a check swing. They appeal to first. They say no swing. So 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Cubs 3, Dodgers 2, nobody on. The 1-0 pitch is going to be fouled off of the catcher Smith to make the count 1-1. And the Cubs have come into Dodgers Stadium and, played the Dodgers tough. They've had good starting pitching. They've taken advantage of the mistakes from the Dodgers pitching as well. 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2, and they're 9 outs away from a massive series win, right? Because Cubs won the second game, Dodgers won the first game. They're able to get these 9 outs. They're going to win this series on the road at Dodger Stadium. The 1-2 pitch is going to be outside. He made the count 2-2. Dodgers will take on the Rockies for 3 games starting tomorrow night. And then they'll head to Texas to take on the Rangers for 3. The 2-2 pitch will be hit to right field for the base hit. So Matt Shaw reaches runner at first with 2 outs here in the 7th. Shaw struck out twice against Glasnow, but able to get a hit here in his first up bat against the Dodgers bullpen. We go to the top of the lineup with Ian Happ coming to the plate with 2 outs here in the 7th. You see the energy definitely taken out of Dodger Stadium after the home run from Pete Crow Armstrong. Not sure what the delay is here. Looks like we're getting set to resume play now. Happ 0 for 3 today. As Trinan checks on the runner Shaw, he gets back in time. 16 pitches for Blake Trinan so far. Happ hitting .213, a homer, 8 RBI so far this season. First pitch to Happ is in there for strike 1. Outside corner. Been a big strike zone today for the umpire. Both pitchers getting a lot of calls on the lower corners and outside. Big strike zone. 0-1 pitch to Happ will be hit up in the air, going foul, and out of play. So the count will go to 0-2. Trying to strike away from getting out of this inning without any more damage, right? Already giving up a home run. I think if you're trying and you want to try to get through this quick, as I'm sure the Dodgers already have somebody warming up in the bullpen after Trinan gives up that home run. 0-2 pitch to Happ is upstairs. The runner does not take off, although it looked like he might. It was a high pitch, kind of like a pitch out, and Will Smith, was ready to throw him out. So the runner Shaw goes back to first. As tries to pick off Shaw, but he gets back in time. His second pickoff attempt here. One more, and it's got to be an out, or Shaw takes second, right? The new rule. 1-2 pitch is going to be a stolen base, but it's a strike 3 call. Shaw did take off that time. We'll go 7th inning stretch. The Cubs take a 3-2 lead after the Pete Crow Armstrong home run. We'll be back on Dodgers Digest. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson review. Bottom of the 7th inning, Cubs lead 3-2. Shohei Ohtani, the batter. First pitch to Ohtani is in there for strike 1. Julian Merriweather, the new pitcher for the Cubs. The 0-1 pitch to Ohtani is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Slider down and away, fools Ohtani. Ohtani asked for time. Ohtani 0 for 3 today. Been a rough day for Ohtani, just like yesterday. Ground out, fly out, and a strikeout today for Ohtani. Hitting .281, 4 homers, 5 RBI so far, Ohtani. 0-2 pitch to Ohtani. He's down and away to make the count 1-2. Ohtani started out the season very hot, right? And has cooled off the last few games. The 1-2 pitch to Ohtani is going to be hit to right field. The right fielder Tucker's got it. Line drive out. Ohtani goes 0 for 4. 1 out here in the 7th inning. Of course, Ohtani got a very good swing there on that pitch. Very good swing. Unlucky that, Tucker was in the position he was in, because it was a very good swing. Tucker was playing pretty deep out there in right field. Betts the batter. First pitch to Betts is in there for strike one. Betts 1 for 2 today with the walk and a single, hitting .294. 0-1 pitch to Betts is going to be hit to center field. Pete Crow Armstrong gets under it for the out. 2 outs in the 7th. But going back to the Ohtani up bat, he got a good swing on that, good contact. But that's how baseball is, right? If the fielders are in the right position, they can make the out. Tommy Edman will be the batter. With 2 outs here in the 7th, nobody on. Cubs up 3-2. First pitch to Edman is down and away to make the count 1-0. Merriweather with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball there. Edman hitting .250, 6 homers, 14 RBI to kick off the year. That's why they put him at third today. 1-0 pitch to Edman is upstairs to make the count 2-0. Freddie Freeman getting the day off, a scheduled day off, especially after the injuries to his ankle. Most likely we'll see him back tomorrow night against the Rockies. 2-0 pitch to Edman is upstairs to make the count 3-0. But 3-0 count to Edman, would not be surprised if we see Edman get the green light here. Why not? So, would not be surprised. 3-0 pitch to Edman is right down the middle to make the count 3-1. So, it didn't get the green light there, although it was a good pitch to swing. If, Tommy Edman could have got a good swing there, but Roberts said no. The 3-1 pitch to Edman is upstairs, so a 2-out walk for the Dodgers and Edman. And Teoscar Hernández will come to the plate. And, last season, Hernández was really good, with hitting with 2 outs, right? He was a very good 2-out hitter. And that's going to be the question here in 2025. We could get the same kind of production out of Teoscar Hernández with 2 outs, right? So this would be an opportunity for him to do something in a key moment. He need .286 this season, 0 for 3 today, but he does have 16 RBI and 5 homers. So it's been a solid start for Teoscar. First pitch to him is upstairs to make the count 1-0. But this is a key moment, right? Dodgers are trailing a run. It's 2 outs, but you got the heart of the lineup coming up right now, and this is the time to do some damage, right? As they try to check on Edman, he gets back in time. This is kind of a good opportunity for him to, gets on and can put some pressure on the Cubs pitching, right? Next pitch to Hernandez is in there for a strike. Nice slider there from Merriweather. Conforto on deck, and then after that, Will Smith for the Dodgers. Couple good hitters, right, I would say. They try to check on Edman again. He gets back in time. The second throw over from Merriweather. So you'll probably see Edman be a bit more aggressive now after the 2 throwovers from Merriweather. But it is 2 outs, so we'll see. Edman takes off for second. Hit and run. Hernandez hits this to right field, and it's foul. Just foul. Hit and run play there, and the ball just went foul up the right field line. Good base running attempt there by the Dodgers. Just unlucky that ball did not stay fair, because Edman probably would have scored, right? If that ball stays fair, Edman, it was a hit and run. This guy has legs, right? So he was taken off and probably might have had an opportunity to maybe score, but that ball just bounces foul up the right field line. So Hernandez has to go back to the plate, and Edman has to go back to first. But the new, pick-off attempts, the 2 limited, the third one's got to be an out. You're going to see guys obviously steal more bases and do more hit and runs. The next pitch to Hernandez is a swing and a miss, strikeout. We'll go to the 8th inning. The Cubs up 3-2. Back here on Dodgers Digest, we go to the 8th inning. Mike Nelson here with you. Cubs lead 3-2. It's, of course, been a rough day for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernández strikes out to end the bottom of the 7th. Unfortunate hit and run attempt that doesn't go through. Kyle Tucker, the batter for the Cubs. Alex Vesia, the new pitcher for the Dodgers. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch right down the middle. Swing and a miss. Strike for Vesia to make the count 0-1. Vesia has been very solid to kick off the year. 2.25 ERA. 8 innings. Just like last season, had a very solid year. The next pitch to Tucker is down on the way to make the count 1-1. Tucker 0 for 3 today. Hitting .314 so far this year, but kind of quiet today. 5 homers, 18 RBI for Tucker. The 1-1 pitch to Tucker will be a hit foul, not a play. And, the rumors about, Tucker going to the Dodgers are going to, happen for sure at the end of the season with Max Muncy's contract coming to an end at third base and Tucker being a big free agent third baseman available. If the Cubs don't re-sign him, right, they traded for him in the offseason, but they have yet to come to an agreement with a new contract. Tucker's going to want a lot of money. The Dodgers will be a player for sure for Kyle Tucker in the offseason to try to get him from the Cubs. The 1-2 pitch to Tucker is down and away to make the count 2-2. With Max Muncy's contract being up at third base, the Dodgers will be in business for that position, right? So Tucker could be that option. We could see him wearing Dodger blue next year. 2-2 pitch to Tucker is going to be hit to left field. The left fielder Conforto gets under it. Oh, and it bounces foul out of play. They're going to say it's close, though. Is it foul or fair? It's very close. And they're going to say foul, though it's very close. It's kind of hard to see if that ball got chalk or not. Let's take a look at the replay. It's very close, and I think that might have hit chalk. That might be a fair ball. That's going to be a fair ball. So it looks like it's going to be a ground rule double for Kyle Tucker. They're going to take a look in the replay. This is going to get reviewed. As Conforto was under this ball. I mean, he got under this, but then, he stretched his glove out and didn't make the catch. I mean, he was clearly under it. and just didn't make the catch. The ball went through his glove there, right past his glove. It looked like it might have even grazed Conforto's glove too. So if it grazes his glove, that's a fair ball, right? So, but that ball looks like it hits chalk and goes over the fence there. So it should be a ground rule double. They're going to have to take a look at this now. They are taking a look at it right now during the replay. I mean, they sure did. It's a fair ball. So the Cubs had challenged that call, and Kyle Tucker will be awarded second. So the Cubs have a runner at second base here with nobody out in the top of the 8th inning after Conforto fails to make the catch on a fly ball, right? The Dodgers left fielder gets under it, and the ball just kind of bounces past him right on the left field line and goes over the fence there. Low fence, of course, at Dodger Stadium. Goes right over the fence. And tough break for sure for the Dodgers, and the Cubs have a huge opportunity to build on this 3-2 lead. Justin Turner, the batter, 0 for 3 today. First pitch to Turner is down and away. Smith makes a good stop. Turner struck out 3 times today against Tyler Glasnow. Still yet to get a hit in his yet to reach or get a hit against Glasnow in his career. So that streak continues for Justin Turner. 1-0 pitch to Turner is going to be hit foul up third base line. Cubs are 0 for 5 today with runners in scoring position. They've gotten all their runs on solo shots. So they've yet to knock a run in with their players on base. And we'll see if Turner can break that streak here in the 8th inning. They've definitely been putting pressure on the Dodgers pitching, getting runners on almost every inning. 1-1 pitch to Turner is outside. He made the count 2-1. Good take there from Justin. Justin Turner, a longtime Dodger. We talked about him throughout the series. Now still wearing blue, but now for the Cubs. As Turner fouls this next pitch away to keep the count 2-2 now. Of course, the Cubs lead both leagues in walks this season. They've been walking a lot. They're third in the league in doubles. So they've had a very good offensive output, the Chicago Cubs. But, of course, losing their top pitcher, Justin Steele, for the season will be a huge blow. That we'll see if they can recover from that, see if they're still a contending team for the playoffs, right, after losing their ace. A 2-2 pitch to Justin Turner is going to be off of the Smith. The catcher will go to the backstop, and the runner will go to third, Tucker. So the Cubs have a runner at third base, nobody out after Smith made a stop, but it went, of course, to his left side there. Didn't make the best stop on that low pitch from Vesia. And now Turner has the opportunity with the fly ball to tack on another run for the Cubs. 3-2 pitch to Turner will be hit foul and out of play. 11 pitches so far for Vesia. You see Jack Dreyer warming up for the Dodgers. The young pitcher from the AAA system. 3-2 pitch is down and away as Turner reaches with the walk. And now the Cubs have first and third with nobody out here in the 8th inning. And they lead 3-2. And, of course, now you have Michael Busch coming up, who's been solid for them. And Justin Turner checks out, and Gage Hoffman checks in as a pinch runner for the Cubs. So Turner 0 for 3 today with a walk. Finally reached, right, but they take him out. Michael Busch has 10 extra base hits in his first 11 games against the Dodgers in his Major League Baseball career, which is pretty crazy. The former Dodger prospect. First pitch to Busch is a swing and a miss. And count will go to 0-1. Is not sure what the delay is here. It's been, of course, definitely a tough day for sure now for the Dodgers, as they're going to have to find a way to get through this jam. First and third, nobody out in the 8th inning. The 0-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2 to Michael Busch. And if the Dodgers really need a strikeout here, right? A strikeout would be huge because, right now, first and third, a strikeout would set up the double play. So if you're Vesia, you want to try to get Busch out here to count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch to Busch is right down the middle for strike 3. Big strikeout for Alex Vesia. Fastball right down the middle that Busch doesn't swing at. And now we got 1 out here in the 8th inning. The Cubs still got runners at first and third, but now the double play could be in order, right? With Dansby Swanson coming up. Ground ball to second can end this inning. The Cubs go 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position so far. Oh for 3 today, Dansby Swanson, hitting .191 with 4 homers and 12 RBI. First pitch to Swanson is upstairs to make the count 1-0. This game has definitely been, the Cubs, like I said, have had a hard time with runners in scoring position, and that always is not a good omen when you're trying to win a game, right? They have had, the home run ball, but they can't knock the runs in. That's always an issue. As the next pitch is down and away, Smith makes a good stop because there's no room for error now. If the ball goes past Smith, the runner from third is going to take off. So Tucker at third, Workman at first. Gage Workman coming in as a pinch runner for Justin Turner. Fly ball would give the Cubs another run. 2-0 pitch to Swanson is down and away to make the count 3-0. Now, I don't think Swanson's getting the green light here on a 2-0 count. I think they're going to 3-0 count. I think they're going to have him take here. I really doubt. They're going to have, especially with the double play being a possibility. Nico Horner on deck, and then Pete Crow Armstrong after. He's got a couple home runs already. 3-0 pitch to Swanson is going to be a green. They actually let him swing, and he pops up in foul territory. And Kike Hernandez makes a diving catch. What a great play by Kike Hernandez in foul territory to make the out. A diving catch, 2 outs here in the 8th inning. That is a massive out for the Dodgers, as the Cubs manager, Craig Counsell, inexplicably has Swanson swing at a 3-0 pitch, and he pops it up in foul territory, and Kike Hernandez makes a diving catch there near the dugout to get the second out. And now the Cubs have first and third with 2 outs, as this is a huge play. They've gone now 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Nico Horner now the batter. Alex Vesia still in the game. You hear the Kike chants at Dodger Stadium. The first pitch to Horner is going to be hit to right field, and that's going to be a diving catch that's going to drop. They say he did not make the catch. They're going to say it dropped. So that's going to score a run. It was very close. Looked like a diving catch, but it doesn't. So that scores a run. The Cubs lead 4-2. The ball just bounced right before Hernandez made that catch. So the Cubs still have first and third as Workman goes from first to third. And taking a look at the replay, just bounced before Hernandez made that catch. Hernandez made a good diving attempt there in right field. But the Cubs tack on another run. They now get their first hit with runners in scoring position. 1 for 7 now today, as Nico Hoerner gets the RBI single. Pete Crow Armstrong, bunting attempt, bunts it foul. Trying to bunt with 2 outs there, Pete Crow Armstrong. Crow Armstrong with a couple home runs today. Cubs 4, Dodgers 2. 2 outs, top of the 8th, runners at first and third. Oh, 1 pitch. Are they going to say, now Hoerner takes off for second. They got him, and he's out. So on a pickoff attempt, they're able to get him. And that will end the 8th inning on a failed stolen base there from the Cubs. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Cubs leading 4-2. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cubs lead 4-2. They tack on another run there in the top of the 8th inning. Had a little mini rally. Of course, the base runner Hoerner tried to take off for second. They're able to tag him out. Got him in a pickoff attempt. And the Dodgers, of course, now got to get a couple runs here to force extra innings or get 3 to win the game here in the 8th inning. Michael Conforto, the batter, as Conforto will pop this foul and out of play to make the count 1-1. New pitcher for the Cubs, Porter Hodge. Porter Hodge with a 2.57 ERA. Of course, the Cubs using up the whole bullpen today with the bullpen game. And 6 outs away from a series win. The 1-1 pitch to Conforto is upstairs to make the count 2-1. So you got Conforto batting. You got Will Smith on deck. And then after that, Max Muncy. Conforto 2 for 3 today. Couple hits. Conforto swings and misses to make the count 2-2. And Dodgers, of course, have had, just the offense has not been what it's been, last year, right? Last year, the Dodgers were a high-powered offense all year long, and the 2-2 pitch is fouled away. This year, there has been games where it's been a bit flat, their offense. The 2-2 pitch to Conforto is going to be hit foul and out of play to keep the count 2-2. Porter Hodge, a right-handed pitcher, facing a left-handed batter in Conforto. Conforto fouls this up the left field line foul. Keeps the count 2-2. And taking a look at that replay, it's just surprising as the next pitch is upstairs and made it count 3-2. It's surprising that the Cubs would try to steal with 2 outs, right? That was a bit shocking. You see Craig Counsell's been aggressive for sure with his team in the base running. The 3-2 pitch is a swing and a miss, or strike 3, as Conforto strikes out. Strikeout for Hodge. 1 out here in the 8th. Getting Conforto to swing at that pitch down and away. The batter now will be Will Smith. First pitch to Smith is going to be in there for strike 1, although it looked a bit high, but the umpire gives him the call. Smith 2 for 3 today with a single and a double, hitting .350 now this season. As Smith pops up this next pitch, the first baseman Bush gets under it. He makes the out. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. And the batter now will be Max Muncy with 2 outs and nobody on. Cubs 4, Dodgers 2. And we've seen that, last inning too. Dodgers getting a couple quick outs and then kind of sending them back for the whole inning. First pitch to Muncy will be hit foul and out of play. Make the count 0-1. You see Freddie Freeman walking around the dugout. Maybe a pinch hitter eventually. Muncy fouls the next pitch off the backstop to make the count 0-2. Muncy 0 for 1 today. Oh, 2 pitch is a check swing. They're gonna say it's a strike. So Muncy strikes out. We go to the 9th inning with the Cubs leading 4-2. Go to the ninth inning. Mike Nelson here with you. The Cubs leading 4-2 here at Dodger Stadium. They're 3 outs away from a series win. Of course, the Cubs will be batting here in the top of the ninth, and then we'll see the Dodgers come up for the bottom of the ninth. New pitcher for the Dodgers, Jack Dreyer, as Crow Armstrong gets a base hit up the right field line. He's going for 2. He's thinking for 3, and he's going to slide into third. So a leadoff triple for Pete Crow Armstrong. 1 pitch, already a runner at third for the Cubs. And, of course, Pete Crow Armstrong already with 2 home runs and now a triple. So big day for Pete, 3 for 4. Pitch hit right up the right field line. He fast runner going all the way to third base. So the Cubs 90 feet away from tacking on another run here, leading 4-2. Fly ball would score another run. As Pete just had a good swing there on, Jack Dreyer, left-handed pitcher, lefty-lefty matchup. As the next batter for the Cubs is Miguel Amaya, the catcher who came in for Carson Kelly. Fouls off the first pitch to make the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Amaya is in there for strike 2, low strike call. And, this could be a big run, right? I mean, it's only a 2-run game. If the Cubs fail to get this run home, that kind of leaves the door open for the Dodgers, right? So if you're the Cubs, you want to try to get Crow Armstrong home here, especially with nobody out. He's at third base. You just need a fly ball to get him home. So 0-2 pitch is going to be fouled off the catcher Smith. Cubs 1 for 7 today with runners in scoring position. They definitely had a lot of runners, though, in scoring position in different opportunities today. A lot of action on the base pass, right, for the Cubs in today's game. Just like yesterday. Unlike Friday, right? As Amaya swings and misses, big strikeout for Jack Dreyer. Amaya swings and misses at that pitch down and away. So 1 out here in the ninth inning as Dreyer gets Amaya to swing through that curveball that was in the dirt. Next batter will be Matt Shaw, the third baseman, the number 9 hitter. Shaw 1 for 3 today as Shaw swings and misses at this fastball right down the middle. So if Dreyer, could get through this, get a couple strikeouts here, it ends the possibility of the Cubs getting that fly ball to score Crow Armstrong. 1 for 8 now, the Cubs with runners in scoring position. As Shaw fouls off this next pitch to make the count 0-2. Dreyer a strike away from another strikeout, so the strikeouts are definitely killer when there's runners in scoring position. The 0-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Big strikeout for Jack Dreyer, his second of the inning. Another fastball that Shaw was just a bit behind there. As 2 outs now here in the ninth inning after the leadoff triple from Crow Armstrong. Go to the top of the lineup in Ian Happ. But this is big. If the Dodgers can get through this, if the Cubs can't score Crow Armstrong, that's a big momentum shift here. Cubs have gone 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Now this is going to be a fly ball to right field. Hernandez gets under it, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth inning with the Cubs still leading 4-2. Back here on Dodgers Digest, Mike Nelson here with you. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning with the Cubs leading 4-2. This is going to be it for the Dodgers. Last call here. Need a couple runs to force extra innings or 3 to win the game. Cubs left Crow Armstrong stranded at third base after a leadoff triple, unable to move him through. We'll see if that makes a big difference here. That insurance run that the Cubs failed to score. Presley, the new pitcher for the Cubs. The first pitch to Kike Hernandez is in there for strike one. Kike Hernandez, of course, the number 8 hitter for the Dodgers. And then we'll see Miguel Rojas, although it looks like Freddie Freeman will be pinch hitting for Rojas. And then, of course, after Freeman would be Shohei Ohtani. Kike Hernandez will hit this next pitch foul and out of play to be the count 0-2. If the Dodgers can just get a base runner on for Ohtani, that opens the door for the Dodgers to tie up this game, right? They just need to get a base runner. Ryan Presley, the former Dodger pitcher, as he gets Hernandez to swing through this pitch, and it's a big strikeout here. Leadoff batter strikes out for the Dodgers. And it's a 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. A curveball that just dropped, and Hernandez was not able to get to it. And Freddie Freeman will pinch hit for Miguel Rojas. Fans stand up for Freddie. So 1 out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Ohtani on deck. The first pitch to Freddie is going to be hit up the middle, but the shortstop Swanson's got it. He goes to first for the out. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning. You saw Swanson, once again, that shift being played close to second base as the shortstop, even though the ball was hit up the middle. Swanson's able to make the out, and it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Ohtani will come up with the bases empty. And that's a big out for the Cubs, right? It's huge. Huge out. So 4 pitches for Presley, and the next pitch to Ohtani is, the first pitch to Ohtani is in there for strike one to make the count 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Presley will be hit foul to make the count 0-2. Ohtani 0 for 4 today. Hasn't reached this afternoon. And now a strike away from going 0 for 5. Cubs 4, Dodgers 2. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth inning. Nobody on for the Dodgers. A strike away from losing this series. 0-2 pitch will be hit to the first baseman, Bush. He'll step on first. And the Cubs get a 4-2 win. 8 hits for them. The Dodgers had 7 hits. Cubs win the series. A deflating loss for the Dodgers. They lose the last 2 games in this series. And, of course, their offense was not really there, right? Only 2 runs in the last 2 games. The Cubs put up 20 runs in the last 2 games. Pete Crow Armstrong, the MVP for the Cubs. I want to thank everybody for watching today's watch along on Dodgers Digest. Appreciate it. Black Bear, James, Paul, BCTI. Also, thanks a lot, Ray. Appreciate everybody in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching. As always, let's go Dodgers. Woo!